Hi, I'm Glenn Simpson, and I've collected comics for over 40 years, and I am showing off my collection one box at a time. Today, we're looking at box number 27. We're going to continue with Batman. It's Batman One Bad Day through Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and everything in between, which includes Batman Shadow of the Bat. I'm glad you're here. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what's working for you and what's not. Let me know what I can do better. And let's get going. All right, we start this one with Batman One Bad Day Catwoman, number 1. I don't know why I only got one of these One Bad Day books. I was kind of on the fence about them the whole time, so for some reason I got this Catwoman one, but I do have this one. There you go. Let's see, we've got Batman Orpheus Rising. Orpheus being a sort of a Bat family character. We hadn't seen him much lately. I don't know where he went. But he had his own little mini-series. And this is issue 1. And it finishes with issue 5. Maybe they feel like the Signal takes his role or something. I don't know. But there's mini-series. We've got Batman Our Worlds at War, number 1, by Ed Brubaker. Taking part, the one shot was part of that overall sort of crossover event thing, Our Worlds at War, that happened at one point. There. We've got Batman, Pennyworth, R.I.P. So after Bane killed Alfred, this was kind of just a memorial issue about Alfred. There. Batman plus Arsenal. A team up of Batman and the former Speedy, future Red Arrow, future Arsenal again. Right there. Batman Poison Ivy. So that would again be was it a tie-in with one of the Schumacher films. So a lot of these covers, if you put them next to each other, form an image. Right there, a little one shot about Poison Ivy. Batman Prelude to the Wedding. I've got just the whole package of these one shots that came out when we thought Batman was marrying Catwoman, and then people were like preparing or dealing with things, and so we've got Robin versus Ra's al Ghul in this one, and we've got, for some reason, Harley Quinn versus Joker. I don't know what that has to do with Prelude to the Wedding, but it is. So well, he's actually interfering in that, so that's I guess that's pertinent. We've got something from the Big Boy box, Batman Punisher. That crossover, Punisher teaming up with Azrael Batman. Little Barry Kitson artwork looks like on that cover. Good looking thing there. Got Batman Rebirth, the one shot from when the Rebirth period started, and all the characters got kind of an introductory issue, letting everybody know what that Rebirth status quo is going to be. We've got Batman Secret Files, The Gardener. There was a series of Batman Secret Files that were all tied into the Fear State, and introduced the Gardener, who was a new character. And these are all the one-shots, and then the Signal got a one-shot as part of that as well. We've got Batman Returns, the official movie adaptation, the official comic adaptation of the Warner Brothers motion picture, with Dave Dorman cover there. We've got the Batman Riddler, another of those movie tie-ins. Again, it's not so much that it has anything to do with the movies, but they just put them out while the movies were out. And there was some name awareness of the characters. This one written by Matt Wagner, interestingly enough. And sweet Riddler cover. We've got a 3-issue series, Batman Run, Riddler Run. Genuinely don't remember what happens there, but it's another book with that combo of Gerard Jones and Mark Badger. So go with that as you will. Issue 1 through issue 3. Right there. Then we've got the sort of normal. Those secret files were in the wrong place, weren't they? I'll fix that just a sec. The regular Batman Secret Files sort of books that come out every once in a while. So we've got, this one from whatever year, 97, right there. Pull that out, that other one out here. Put it in the right spot when we put this back, because there's the rest of them. We got Batman Secret Files from another year, right here. I just do these things every once in a while with little backup stories and origins, and this time they were actually, this little packet, they actually have them numbered. So Batman 1, 2, and 3, right there. And we've got, there, now this is some more of those that I showed earlier. So this one was focusing on Clown Hunter. And this one is another one of the Fear State ones, focusing on Miracle Molly. So we're going to stick that one back where it needs to go. So everybody will be able to sleep tight knowing things are back in the right spot where they're supposed to be, right? We have Batman, Seduction of the Gun. Just kind of a gun control focused, the evils of guns, which one would expect from Batman stories. Right there, a little one-shot. We've got Batman's Grave. If you take all the spaces and punctuation out of these, this is the order they are in. Warren Ellis, Brian Hitch, good stuff there. Kind of just a 9-issue, I believe, no, 12-issue series. Batman on his dealing with some stuff. We've got issue 7 of that right here. Looking good. We've got issue 8, which is like a $20 book, and I don't know why. But people are paying more for this issue, and I couldn't figure out why, but it's more valuable, so it got the Mylar treatment with the dot there. And then the rest of that series right here. We've got issue 9 and issue 12. Looks like all of them, I didn't really notice till just now, they've all got that sort of reddish background with and then Batman is the other color in the foreground there. That's the Batman's Grave. Then we get to Batman Shadow of the Bat. This would be, I guess you'd say, after Batman Legends of the Dark Knight, this would be the next regular ongoing Batman series to ever come out. We start off with some Brian Stelfreeze covers on here. Of course, after this is this is being issue 0, which is not the first issue really, but numerically speaking it is. So there's that cover. Now we have the actual first issue, first arc, the last Arkham arc, right there. Got issue 4. This is another one of those where it did its own thing until the time came to take part in a crossover. Batman, Shadow of the Bat, number 5. Right there. Featuring the Black Spider. And interestingly enough, Batman, Shadow of the Bat, number 12. This is the Human Flea. Not all arcs involved a insect or arachnid. Let's see. Batman, Shadow of the Bat, 13. Nobody. I remember this one being some guy figures out that Bruce Wayne is Batman and dies before he can do anything about it. Issue 20, part of, now we're getting into crossovers, so Night Quest, the Tallyman, tall skinny villain fighting Azrael, Batman. Where I'm putting them isn't going to all fall over. We've got number 21, the Night Quest, The Search, Bruce Wayne going around trying to find a cure for his paralysis, and meets the Hood, sort of a English Batman who will show up later in like the Batman Inc., if I remember correctly. 28, Commissioner Gordon kicking some butt. He doesn't need Batman. Rah, Night Quest, The Crusade. Got Night's End, Shadow of the Bat, Manimal. Azrael is getting haunted by the spirit of the religion, the guy that founded the religious order that he is a part of, telling him he's not doing it right. He's not, because I think this guy's saying kill them all, and he's like, no, I don't want to kill them all. So that's issue 29. We jump to this pretty cool cover with Batman teaming up with Black Canary. They can both kick right there. That's issue 34 for you Black Canary fans. We've got issue 30. I guess that last one was 36. 37 with the a Batman Joker storyline right there. And we've got issue 40 with Anarchy, dealing with that. And then let's see, got a nice thick pack, issue 41, continuing that Anarchy storyline. Anarchy, of course, being like an actual, just kind of a kid who wears a stilts and stuff to look like an adult, and manages to still fight Batman effectively. And then we've got number 48, part of the Contagion storyline in Batman. These are, as you go through all these videos, you'll start recognizing these crossovers. So we're part of that time period here. The first is part 1, actually, interestingly enough, here in Batman Shadow of the Bat, number 48. I guess just to show how many pieces of the crossover there were, so that was part 1. By the time we roll back around to Batman Shadow of the Bat, the next issue, we were on part 7, so there's a lot of parts. But we've got issue 49 of Batman Shadow of the Bat. Oops, sorry. And then we are back into just kind of individual stories. Got a Poison Ivy arc here in Batman Shadow of the Bat number 56. And that one continues into Batman Shadow of the Bat number 57. Right there. And then we go to issue 60 with a story involving the ventriloquist. Right there, obviously. We've got issue 61 with a nice beauty shot of Batman, thus telling us nothing about what the story is inside, but Jim Aparo art continuing as we're getting towards the end of his time. And then we've got 64, and then suddenly there is an answer. Answer to what? We don't know. We don't remember, but that's issue 64. 65. So even before Batman Eternal, we had Jim Gordon getting put in prison for a crime he didn't commit, and Batman having to work it out. Right there, issue 65. And issue 72, Batman fighting some dude named Draken. Don't remember what his gig was, but Batman may have met his match, so look out for Draken. Got issue 73. We're starting these, and they're all in here. If you're like Glenn Orbick, which, you know, there's a signature, does these amazing painted covers with really realistic look to them. Very Alex Ross. He's kind of I feel like he's kind of an unsung cover artist, and maybe he takes a long time or something, and that's why he kind of went out of vogue or hasn't been used more. But just beautiful stuff. We'll see a few more of them here. So issue 73 is part of the Cataclysm, which is the Earthquake storyline. And I mean, look at this. This looks like a photo, man. Aftershock. So after the earthquake comes the aftershock. Batman dealing with some really upset normal people here, looks like. Got 77. Batman blindfolding himself for some reason. I remember something about, like, he used to know Gotham like this back of his hand, so now he's thrown off because everything is not where it should be, something like that. I don't know if that was the storyline or not, but some more pretty Glenn Orbick storylines. If you are familiar with the Comic Base comic book organization software, they used to have a Glenn Orbick artwork on for each of their releases of their software. And then, oh man, look at this one. Batman Shadow of the Bat 82. I mean, look at Riddler and Joker and Poison Ivy, and I mean everybody. They look like real people here. I mean, it's oh man, this was part of the Waxman and the Clown crossover, which was part of the getting ready to get to that point where Gotham was going to be cut off, and the guy in charge of Arkham's like, well, you know, I can't take care of all these people in this situation, so I'm just going to have to set them free. Then we go to 83, No Law and a New Order. Not sure if this is Huntress or if this is Cassandra Cain in the suit, because Huntress wore it first. But that's number 83. then we've got a Poison Ivy related storyline in Batman Shadows of Bat number 88. We've got a Killer Croc oriented storyline in issue 89, and then when they resolved the No Man's Land storyline, they ended this series. So we've got issue 94 ending that series, Batman hanging out in the graveyard. Well, first they had a 1 million issue, as you did during that time frame. The Batman of the future coming back to the present and doing some stuff, while the Batman of the present is sent to that future. Now the annuals, got your bloodlines. Aliens come to Earth and give powers to various people, thus creating new heroes. I don't even remember his name. That's dang. Comment if you remember his name. And then we got issue 3, which is the year 1. So retelling the first meeting of Batman and Poison Ivy, presumably. The Legends of the Dead Earth, so also kind of a distant future where the Earth is not even really, it's long gone, different world, and characters that seem like our classic heroes emerge. So we have this Batman showing up there. And issue 5, speaking of painted covers, in fact, speaking of Glenn Orbick, we have this one with, this guy is literally named Joe Potato. He is a kind of a hard-boiled PI, boiled potato, and he has to deal with the femme fatale that is Poison Ivy as Batman looks on. So, whatever happened to Joe Potato? And then I got the first issue of this one, and don't know, I think I picked it up in a dollar bin or something. Batman 66 meets the Green Hornet. It's got a cool photo cover. Alex Ross, I believe, cover on that. So I probably need to get the rest of those one of these days. But those were the 2 top TV shows of that period of time. And of course they had to cross over. Bruce Lee playing Kato in the TV show, for those who are not familiar with the Green Hornet. There's much more to know about the Green Hornet. Batman Spawn crossover. Got this in a dollar box too, I think, because it's pretty banged up. But Batman Spawn War Devil right there. I mentioned this in a previous video. Batman Special number 1. It's not an annual, it's special. And it's the first appearance of the Wrath, who was, whereas Batman is a kid whose parents were killed by criminals, the Wrath was a kid whose parents were killed by police. And so he grows up and is the person on the other side who Batman eventually has to fight and deal with. And I thought they were going to make him into more of a ongoing foe, but he kind of went away for a long time until he was brought back, like 20 years later. Let's see, we've got the next of the ongoing Batman monthly series, Batman Streets of Gotham. This would have This came about right about the time that Batman was thought to be dead, and so this should be Dick Grayson, and we've got Manhunter showing up in some backups right there. And then as we continue into issue 8, we're still, I can't see his belt buckle well enough to confirm that it's Dick Grayson, because that's how you know, but I'm pretty sure it is. So that's issue Batman Streets of Gotham number 8. We got Batman Streets of Gotham number 9. Still covering up that belt buckle, but and we still got Manhunter backups, got Damian, and that goes through 16. These are not highly valued issues. Welcome to the dollar box. That's right there. So we've got a story involving children. I don't remember what this one was, but that's that. Go to Batman Streets of Gotham number 17. Now we have Ragman as a backup, and we got some Hush and some Catwoman. I think this was the series where the Hush literally removed Catwoman's heart and kept her alive on machines or something for a while, and then Batman had to do his bidding to keep her alive, something like that. And, well, I know Hush is there. So, and then issue 21. No, this was regular Batman, because he's got pants. At least at this point. He's back, and he's fighting Hush in the final confrontation until, Hush 2, in which case they have another confrontation. So, there we go. Issue 21. We're into May of 2011, so we're about to New 52. Worth. Now we get into the category of Batman Superman, alphabetically speaking. So we've got this one from the New 52, Greg Pak and Jay Lee doing Superman and New 52 Superman and Batman. We've got issue 4 right there. I believe this one actually started off, let me look at that again, focusing on the Earth 2. I could be wrong about that, but I think that's what they were doing here. But anyway, issue 4 right there. Got the Earth 2 and Earth 1 in the New 52. Heroes meeting one another. And we take a moment. We have issue 3.1, which was one of the holographic 3D color covers, plastic covers they didn't have enough plastic, so they had to allocate to different, certain amounts to different stores. Very controversial at the time. We got a new origin for Doomsday. Don't remember if it was so different that it would be considered invalidated, or if it would still be, functional origin today. We've got issue 5, Brett Booth coming on, doing more of a normal, modern Superman and Batman storyline right there. But why is Nightwing attacking Batman? Read the book. We jump to issue 12. We're back to a Jay Lee cover. Batman, Superman, number 12. Over here, and we've got issue 13. We've got Lois Lane and Catwoman getting involved in what they got going on. Right there. 16. We have the Lego variant for that issue. So we've got the Lego versions of Superman and Batman. And we've got issue 17 with the Darwin Cook series of variants Do it that way so you can get that image right there. Batman and Superman. Batman, you know, having a smile like he does. And then a few issues later, we had the movie poster variant. So this was based on the movie Speed. So it looks like that poster, but of course it is Batman, Superman. Now, while we were having all these variant covers, what was going on was Bruce Wayne was, I don't know, I can't remember, dying or quit or something, and Jim Gordon became Batman wearing this robot suit, and Superman lost some of his powers, and so he had gone back to being T-shirt Superman. And so now we were seeing them getting back together, you know, teaming up for the first time. Then we go to 24, which is another variant cover. This is for the Green Lantern 25th anniversary. I don't recognize the signature on that one. But that's, we got Green Lantern there. We go to 25, Batman, Superman, monster variant. The reason I have all these variants is that the place I was getting them was giving a discount if you got all of the variants of a particular, you know, theme each month, and that was the extra discount made it worth it. So even though I wound up getting a couple of books that I wouldn't have ordinarily gotten, so that's why we're in variant land right now. But that's number 25. We've got the adult coloring book variant right there. This one at least has the regular cover on the inside, like they do now with most of the cardstock variants. We've got number 29, Neil Adams variant with the throwback to his famous cover where Green Lantern shows Green Arrow that Speedy is a junkie, and so we're playing off of that. This scene does not happen in this book. Somebody tell Neil Adams that Superman doesn't have his symbol on his buckle. I guess it's too late now. Anyway, Batman, Superman, final issue, number 32. Just kind of, you know, I think that's story related, but lots of people teaming up, hanging out. The Green Lantern from the Tangent universe among them, I think, maybe. Anyway, they had an annual wherein they were joined by certain members of their family: Red Hood, Batgirl, Steel, Supergirl, a couple of dead Robins there, and a pretty cool cover here with the two of them, their enemies. This is just a beauty cover. Don't know what's going on in that one. Lots of creators on that. Sometimes that's a good sign, sometimes it's not. And we go to the next series from a few years ago. They're kind of the Rebirth version of the series. We've got the Batman Who Laughs, for those of you who are big Batman Who Laughs fans. So this is all kind of tied into the metal storyline. We've got those. Got them started there. I think there's another connecting cover on that. We've got the Year of the Villain going on during that, and this was the special devoted to the issue devoted to the Batman Who Laughs and his little crowy Robins. Batman, Superman, number 5. So Batman Who Laughs has infected some other heroes, some other heroes, Hawkman, Shazam. Actually, I think that's Commissioner Gordon, and that group has gotten together, and now Batman and Superman have to deal with them. Then we jump to 8, where General Zod and Ra's al Ghul have teamed up with Kandor being in the middle of that conflict. Right there. Got number 9, Batman and Superman trying to find out who killed the Atomic Skull. Who would kill the Atomic Skull? We've got issue 12, Batman and Superman going up against Brainiac there. Another variation on Brainiac. Good stuff. That continues into issue 13 with him generating robotic versions of all of their foes for them to fight. And then we go into 16. We've got this kind of weird storyline where it seems like almost like Golden Age versions of the heroes have to team up, and then it's kind of a multiversal thing, although it comes from a different sort of way of looking at it. But this is some good Batman, but they don't live in the same world either, so it's an interesting storyline by Yang. That continues in, well, they weren't in the same world until they were, yeah. And it's got a cool little Robin there in that storyline. So we've got them all teaming up. We've got Mxyzptlk teaming up with the Calendar Man in Batman Superman number 22. Gene Yang still doing stories. Cool thing. We've got a couple of annuals. This one, another Matt team up of Mxyzptlk and Batmite. And this one, Fight to the Death. We've got the 2021 annual. I feel almost certain that there's a Superman version of this out there. But this is a cool Batman cover right there on the 2021 annual. So you had the Superman, the Authority miniseries, which was kind of took place in the future, and then they decided it wasn't really in the future, and they made excuses to try to make it fit in modern times, and then that was going to lead to the War World storyline. And so this is actually a connecting tie between that miniseries and the War World series, where Superman basically says to Batman, "Here are the people I've pulled together to go to War World. What do you think?" That kind of thing. Very Reeve-esque Superman art right there. We've got a Batman Superman Future's End. Let's do some wiggling. So we've got Superman throwing, or Doomsday Superman throwing the Batmobile. Oh no, it hit. So, woo, it's alive. And the very popular, I enjoy it, current Batman Superman World's Finest series, taking place in the past of the current DC universe. Issue 1 right there. issue 5 right there. That's just awesome. See, and that's, you know, you got a Batman with a smile, but not a toothy smile. That's the right level of Batman smile. But you got Supergirl, you got all the fellow folks right there. This one people seem to be paying a little more for. I don't know if it's just because it's just a cool Robin image, or if there was something in the story that people, I don't think it's the first appearance of anybody or anything like that, but this one's kind of a big boy book, issue Batman Superman World's Finest number 6 right there. Broke my rule about DC variants for this one, because I am just a ginormous original all Teen Titans, but certainly original Teen Titans fan, and I saw this one was coming out, this cardstock cover, and I'm like, oh yeah. So this is the variant cover for Batman Superman World's Finest 7, showing off the early Teen Titans from the past. Over here in issue 12, so in previous story they've alluded to the fact that Robin and Supergirl had gone on a date that didn't go well, and here we see what went so badly on their date right there in issue 12. We've got number 13. Wade is starting to really pull in some more of the past heroes, classic heroes. So we've got here number 13, we've got the return, as it were, of Metamorpho, and in issue 16 we've got a ton of robotic characters. We've got Red Tornado, who we don't see often enough. We've got Robot Man. Interestingly, we see Cyborg Superman, which you would have thought this whole thing, that would mean that this whole series is after the death of Superman. I honestly, that could either be a mistake, or you could, you know, I don't know. That's kind of a questionable continuity thing there, but in Wade we trust. Number 17, including, you know, continuing the whole all the robots have gone nuts storyline right there. It's possible that he's only on the cover and that he's not in the story, something like that. Anyway, because, you know, covers are just representational. So that's issue 17. 20, we have regular Superman and Batman traveling to the Kingdom Come universe to locate Boy Thunder, who had been their Superman sidekick in one of the previous storylines. And that continues in issue 21. Right there, Clash of the Generations, and old Supermans and Batmans versus new young Supermans and Batmans. Got issue 24. I think young Supermans and Batmans find out what the future of the Kingdom Come universe is going to be, and you know, you can't do anything about it, man. We've got very natural, since you've got Superman and Batman teaming up. We've got the Joker and Luthor teaming up there. Seems like Joker would be a very difficult person to team up with, but you know, it is what it is. Good. And we go to issue 28, where with Doomite, I think Doomsday gets the powers of Batmite or some stuff like that. Something crazy along those lines. Got issue 29 with the Batman and Superman Deconstructed. Different kind of cover there. than what we've been getting. Got issue 32. Our folks fighting Eclipso, as you can tell by the half eclipsed faces. Robin's got to figure out what to do about that. '33, continuing the fight with Eclipso. And then 36, we have a fight with the Floronic Man, and teaming up with Swamp Thing to do it. Floronic Man being another plant-based villain, and he is in this storyline causing some problems in the two different realms or cities in Atlantis, which we see in the next issue. In 37, Batman's undersea suit looking a little familiar there, you know, a little Batman Beyond action, and the whole team teaming up with Aquaman to deal with this undersea war. And we get caught up with, somewhere in here is that recent overall crossover, and then we get caught up with issue 40 as of this recording, with Jimmy and Perry, with Jim Gordon and Perry White going on a talk show, and hilarity ensues. So that's that. We've got an annual, Batman Superman World's Finest. Lots of classic heroes. Bumblebee being added as an original, or very, very early member of the Teen Titans. Well deserved. She's really made a name for herself in other media, so really kind of pulling her into more of the regular canon earlier on. Got some Challengers of the Unknown, just really writing the past of the DC universe as it stands right now. We've got the We Are Yesterday. That was We Are Yesterday. That's what I was trying to remember just a second ago. This annual, also annual one. Annual numbering has gotten out of vogue. This crossover with Justice League Unlimited. Got the versions of the villains from the past, when they were sort of at their prime, getting pulled into the present, to where they are, because in the present they've all sort of grown and maybe aren't as nasty as they were earlier on when they were younger. So that's going on there. And the last pack we've got, I did not get the first two of these. Not sure why I got this one, but I did. Not a big turtle person, but I got Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles third miniseries. So seek elsewhere if you are familiar, have questions about the first two. But this one was kind of, what if Bruce Wayne was raised with the Turtles in the sewer, it seemed to be. And then he finds out that that's all because the two universes have gotten merged, and then they managed to split them back apart. But that's issue 1, and that goes through issue 6. So that's all that box. All right, that was box number 27. Next time we'll do box number 28. It is Batman: The Adventures Continue. We'll start that box, and we will actually finish Batman in that video. We'll have lots of Batman miniseries and things, but we'll end up with Battle Scars. Not literally, that's the name of a book. So hope you'll join us there. Let me know if you would like to see anything that's in any of the little packages inside them. I'll be happy to make a special video. But otherwise, have a great day.